Welcome to My Tent Racing Motorsport Manager. We've just had another disastrous race, but we're off to Guildford next, where engine and suspension is going to be the thing, and the forecast looks good. Just see what happens at the end of this race. Don't worry about that. Car condition 12 hours. Yep, we'll have another interview. We're wondering any thoughts about anything can happen in motorsport. There we go. Pit crew review. Everything was good. We got to get rid of this. A tire refueler. You're a 9 and a 10 in the 70s, so you'll probably do. What else we want to get rid of? Just a tirer, because he's tired. And well, if I replace you with him, you can't do much else. That look good, I think. Although I've got a 74 tyre person actually. Actually, he's not bad on the front jack to replace a 60 there. If they're above 60, I generally think it's okay. Yeah, we seem okay. Your higher rated tyre as best as you can get. Pretty good on the rear jack too. In fact, very good on the rear jack. Can't get better. There we go. What are you? You're a rear jack 7. You're not. I need to check as well what there. You got 6 races. 6 races. 6 races. Is it you I just clicked on? Yep. 4 races. All 3 races. Yeah, we'll renew you because you are pretty good. What's it put them up to all the time? 12 races. You're at 11. 4 races. I'm not that bothered by you. Not that bothered by you either. I think they lose. Do they lose their stats or something? Four races. I mean, rear jacking's okay. If I renew it now, it'll probably be his last. And he's 9 races. Right. Oh, we've got loads of people who could hire here. Look. You're too low on stamina. You've got nothing of interest. All you're good at rear jacking, and I've got someone. All you're good at is front jack and rear jacking. I'll just leave you for now. You are, well, you're just rubbish. And you've got nothing. So I might as well get rid of you as well. Right, that's it of them. Car repair complete. Excellent. Right, let's go have a look what we're going to do now. Okay, reliability is great across the board. We're not worried about that. We can pretty much run these as much as we want now. 111. I wouldn't mind just capping out the other brake as well, if I'm honest with you. But I want all those as well, so we'll just leave it as it is, really. Yeah, one day before. And what was it? Engine and suspension. Well, alright, we'll turn that one off. And we'll turn that one off. And we'll get the suspension that we're going to use as good as it can get. And the suspension we're going to use as good as it can get. And hope that one still survives. And then it's 4 days after. Well, it's a bit more improvement needed. But yeah, we'll push, see how we get on. Next thing to look at is staff. Always still got quite long contracts on these guys. Although the cost to break isn't terrible. What would we want? What could we get? Let's have a look at designer. That is preferably our contract ends. There we go. Well, there are some pretty good. She's good for build time -2 days. Performance on wet and inters. That's a bit boring. No condition lost on the first race. See, these things, I didn't realise these traits. Plus performance, +20 to the max. Now that's interesting on good parts. Plus performance, +50 on soft. See, that is interesting though. And he's not bad, but at wings. Keep you in mind. Reliability minus performance. I don't think so then. Unlocks an extra great component. Okay, but he is good at engines. Engine and suspension, not so great on gear. Oh, brakes, okay on gearbox. His traits aren't massively good. He's only got low stars because he can't do front wing. Okay, pretty good at engine. Reasonable gearbox. Brakes atrocious. Suspension terrible. Don't worry about the rear wing. But you've got, what's this one do? Build time improvement. Adds a random great component. It's interesting. Reliability for each day in production. But these things that you have to add in. He could be cheap because he's on so few stars because he's so bad at brakes and suspension. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. What's going on here? Can't do brakes. That's about it. Okay, so you can take the risk factor down. Reliability adds a random great component. Okay. Let's see if he's interested. He's not interested. I didn't think he would be. Build time. Minus build time. What's that one? Minus a day, -2 days. Adds a random legendary component. Yeah, we've got to build a lot of parts to get up to that bit though, haven't we? Okay. I don't think anyone is jumping out at me enough. So we don't care about the wings. Engine, gearbox, no. Basically they've got high wing. Very good at the engine, not so great on the brakes. Suspension and gearbox fairly average. The wings are pretty good. Why did I say no to her? I think it's maybe the engine. Compare with our current. Engine's about the same. Gearboxes are the same. She's a lot better at brakes. Don't care about the wing. About the same. That's not enough of a step up, is she? Nah. these engines are a bit too naff. Break contract 1.5 million. We can't even talk to him on that, can we? Who does he race? Oh, he's a GT chappy. Alright, I think we're going to have to wait until a bit nearer the time, nearer the end of the season, to see whether there's anything that we want. Scouting jobs. Oh, in the queue. Still got loads of drivers in the queue. Alright, let's see what else there is. Oh no, it's going to cost us money. Someone's birthday. Team payments. See the top European racing teams rewarded proportionally more than they are currently. The distribution method being put up for debate is... Right, let's start again. Next week, the GMA bosses will be voting a rule change which would see the top European Racing Series teams rewarded proportionally more than they are currently. The distribution method being put up for debate is quite a departure from the norm. All money would be given out equally, regardless of the individual team's performance. That's right, even the title winners would go without a bonus. I think it would be a great thing for the European Racing Series to equalise their prize money. Oh, okay. Next week, there was voting on a rule change that would see top European Series teams rewarded proportionally more than they are currently. The distribution method being put up for the debate is apart from the norm. All money would be given out equally. At the end of the day, you get more of a competitive chance. So it's starting to say that to start with, we're voting a rule which would see the top European teams rewarded proportionally more than they are currently, which would see that these two sentences are wrong. You've done scouting, good. Right, whose birthday? Oh, it's our driver, who's currently got a morale, pretty good morale. I don't want to lose a card 100. That she did do well in the last race. Well, I did badly in the last race. That's the problem. Fine, cheer up, woman. Win me some races. Supposing the next time we'll have a look, see whether there's any race engineers that need to be looked at. Right, let's vote. Let's see what they actually say about this is when it comes to the actual vote politics. New vote, here we go. So there is absolute equally focused merit payments. There is absolutely no difference in prize money awarded to the top and bottom teams. All teams will be rewarded equally for their performance over the course of the season. This rule would benefit the low-ranking teams. We are a low-ranking team. But are we going to be next season? Abstain. Oh wow, they went for it. It was actually equal and I stood on the fence, and Bernie had to get involved. Oh well, it is what it is. Next year we get a free choice of tyres, and everybody gets the same prize money, just for competing. Scouting teams still in 7th. Yep. 20% chance of rain. Cars with good suspension. Tire compounds chosen. This is a soft, super soft. I don't say this, but I think some of our teams are better race mechanics than we do. Yeah, you're probably right. I know it's not easy to get. Yeah. Well, after the next race, we'll have a look. Okay. Let's have a look at the car. Working on the engines because we want to get those good because I think they're really important. And even though the next race, I get top speed, is important. And working on suspension. Yep. And we're nearly there on both of those. So I think we take those out, we can get those, we can max out those engines. I think that would be worth it. Let's have a look at the car. Yeah, engines maxed out. And let's put it all into the suspension now. And the 2 brakes that we're using. 8 days after, and then we'll start working on the legal parts. Do we want to build anything? How many more races we got to go? 1, so we could get it for the last 3 races. Oh, that's interesting. It tells us here what's important. Okay. What did we decide on suspension? We've already built. We're sticking what we got. Haven't really looked much at brakes. I should say here what our current best brake is. Deceleration in qualifying, no, not interested. Reliability, well, we can work on it. It's just rubbish. So now we'd use 2 blues. We'll make it illegal. Our best brake would, best illegal brake would be a 178199. What have we got so far? 178199. That's a lot better. Let's get rid of that one. Yeah. Let's do it. We could actually field a fully illegal car. I mean, that's what's held us back the most. We couldn't build anything that is usable. Performance, where the factory's down for, yeah. Right. We'll leave it there. We have got fairly good engines. I think we have, haven't we? Engines. Which one's engines? Yep. If that's the average, we're nearly average on the engine. What was the other thing that was useful here? Suspension. Nearly average on suspension. And the other thing is a spec part. So brakes are really our downfall. Look at that. I realised we were quite that bad. But engine, we are ahead of our competitors mostly. Gearbox is not so good. I thought that was better. suspension, and I don't know if it takes into account the illegal parts. I don't know. Don't know, but we did spend nearly 10 million on this car, and I'm not very impressed with it. It's not been a very exciting car this season, has it? But in the next episode, we're going to go to Guildford. We're going to use our average engines and our average suspension, and we'll see whether we can get an average result. The likelihood is not, but we'll see how we can do. Thanks for watching. See you next time.